women be like, women will tell me that they cannot get a man to take them on a date. You've been talking to this man, hunching this man, and that's y'all problem. Y'all start hunching. 2 weeks into y'all texting, he ain't spent a dime. He ain't took you nowhere, put no effort, sent you a flower, and you on your back.
It's lack of boundaries. Like a man having lack of boundaries, that bothers me. Inconsistency will get your ass clipped.
And I see women always talking on TikTok about how to meet men.
It's a stretch. It is.
Men in Home Depot that are walking around, they are married and they're looking for fucking doorknobs for their son's room.
I was dating him for about 6 months. Almost, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I found out he had a wife and kids. Girl, and that man is like on his doing a handstand with his drawers on. I'm like, who are you trying to attract, baby?
All right, what's up, you guys? We're back with another episode of Verbatim. Today's topic is going to be women who prefer dating apps and women who do not. I'm Chaz. I'm going to be your host today. Let's get into it. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Melissa Gemma. My Instagram is at Melissa Gemma.
My name is Nani. My Instagram is really.nani, Naani.
All right, perfect. Next, let's get into the first question. What is your dating experience and status? So, who wants to go first?
Y'all just got right into it.
We diving in. So.
Oh, okay.
You want to go first? Or you want me to
go ahead. You do the honors, honey.
What is our dating experience and status?
Yes.
I've had pretty good dating experiences after the age of maybe like 25. I won't say how old I am now, but my relationship status is off and on. This is an off week, so holla at me. Yeah. You probably got like 3 business days, but you know, yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
So, as far as my status, I am single. But I am currently dating someone. We are not in an official relationship, but, moving towards that. But I am single. Okay.
So are you still dating other people?
Oh, no.
Like while you're like, is it exclusive?
So,
like where we're at?
It is exclusive, but I am keeping my options open. Like, if I'm being honest.
No, that's not exclusive.
That is exclusive.
If it's exclusive, your options are closed. Your eggs are in one basket. So
this is the thing. No.
Okay,
No.
Okay, so what's your definition of exclusive?
So this is the thing. I'm meaning keeping my options open. We all have guys on ice.
Okay.
We have guys on ice. Now, I'm not entertaining anyone. You get what I'm saying? As far as going on dates or anything like that. But if it ever happened to where this didn't work out, honey, it's a phone call. They're a phone call away.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. As far as I'm not entertaining anyone extra, like I'm pretty content where I am and where we're going. However, I'm not in a relationship.
Yeah.
So realistically speaking, I could be, you get what I'm saying? We could be in limbo at this stage for a year, which I would never have a man have me waiting a year for anything. But just speaking, say him and I decided, or he decided his feelings changed. I don't want to pursue a relationship with you. And then I done, now I'm back at square one. But, I say as a woman, or as a person, period, until you are in a serious relationship or someone, until that man or that woman comes to you like, okay, I'm choosing you, this is what we're doing, then you're single. Mm-hmm. Therefore, you keep your options open. You don't have to disrespect your partner or who you're pursuing a relationship with by continuing to go on dates or keeping in touch with exes or things like that. But honey, you keep your options open. So that's how I feel.
What do you think about it?
I agree. No, I agree that if you're dating somebody and it's not a relationship yet, you should keep your options open. But when you say exclusive, so what's the difference between the talking stage and dating exclusively if your options are open.
Well, see, it really depends on how you're looking at options open. If someone texts my phone and tells me, let me take you out, no, I'm good. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to turn that person down.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep it moving. Okay. So now if it changes and we're in a relationship, then obviously things need to happen. Like, okay, I'm in a relationship. This can no longer happen. And that's just that. But that's what I mean.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, guys. So for the past few years, what has your dating experience actually been like?
So I moved back to Atlanta in 2022, and my dating experience since I've been here has been great because my standards changed. I got older, I moved, things like that. When I was home, I was a little bit more comfortable, and the people I was dating, they kind of knew me, and you play games, you do all the young dumb stuff. But now that I'm dating with intentions, I think I'm able to weed out certain guys, and I haven't really had any bad experiences. And if I had, it kind of was like over like that, and I'm on to somebody that's more serious. So,
okay. What about you?
I would say, so. I haven't. Same, like as you mature and you get older, your standards change, your preference changes as far as the type of men that you want to date or go for or even attract. And I find that just me and the person and the woman that I've grown into, I just attract a different type of man. So I don't deal with a lot of bullshit, but there has been bullshit. I've had a steady dating life. Honestly, I like to date. I like to go on dates.
No, seriously, no, for real.
I love it, baby. I don't know. They say this shit and piss in the dating pool. Oh no,
my pool is like
my pool is crystal clear. Okay, listen,
this is like
clear.
Turks and Caicos Ocean.
I think
clear.
there's shit and piss when you are designating yourself to one person and they haven't made a commitment.
When you're shitty and pissy, there's gonna be shit.
Yeah, there's gonna be, and when you're shitty and pissy, there's gonna be shit and piss. You're gonna attract that. I think women have issues with the quality of dating that they deal with is because of the expectation, lack of standards, boundaries, putting all your eggs in one basket to a man
fucking
who hasn't
after
really
2 text messages,
giving away your coochie, period. And you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of things, a lot of components that kind of play into that. And I honestly say, like, set the right boundaries, set the standard, and enjoy that shit. Date them all, baby. Date them all.
All right. So given the dating pool, why or why not have you been for or against dating apps? And you can start.
Well, I'm actually for dating apps, honestly. I have, my experience has been kind of on, so the guy that I'm currently dating, I met him on, he's an amazing guy. That is the one that I'm dating that I was talking about. And the experience with him has been amazing. Like, I have no complaints. We've kind of gone through, little things, but nothing too crazy. But my experience prior to that, I got blackfish. So
can you explain to us what is blackfishing?
Let's dive into that a little bit.
Blackfish is when you get blackfished by somebody's raggedy ass son. When black people get catfished. I got blackfish real bad.
So I have never been blackfish because I stay away from dating apps because I feel like the type of men, I won't say people, the type of men that get on dating apps, it's like you don't have enough courage, you don't have the self-esteem to go out and meet people in person. Like, you can literally walk down the street and meet a woman, you can go to the mall, it's so many other options before you get on a dating app. And I feel like if you're on a dating app, you have the wrong intentions. You're looking for women to prey on, or you're weird, or you're trying. It's just something. If you're genuinely looking for love as a man, there's so many great options. I feel like men have it so much easier than us, so much better than us. You can go out anywhere, leave your apartment building, and meet the woman of your dreams. So if you're on a dating app, you got some bad intentions, to me. So I personally don't do dating apps. The closest I'll get to a dating app is Instagram. I love Instagram because they be on there. But yeah, no.
She said they be on there, honey.
So have you ever tried a dating app?
I tried Facebook dating a few years ago, and this goes back to what I said about like the low self-esteem. I was at a point where I just felt like, oh my God, like, I don't know. Let me just see. I don't feel like I have any other options. And that's how I feel like everybody's mindset is on there. I want to meet somebody at their best. I don't want to meet somebody who's like, oh my God, like, let me just find anybody. So I don't know. Facebook, they do have a dating section. I don't know if it would be considered a dating app. I've never done like Tinder or like fucking, what's that? Can I cuss? Christian Mingle. No. But yeah.
Okay, so what made you get into dating apps and like what age when you was like, okay, I'm gonna see what's out there online?
So I think I started online dating maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
Bumble. I actually started on Bumble. Like it was just something to honestly, honey, you're right. Something to do, bored.
Yeah, like
So but see, I'm a woman. I've never had any issues picking up a man or finding a man or attracting a man. But honestly, at that time, I was working on set. Like my schedule was crazy. Like I'm working like 16 hours a day, and I really didn't have time to go out. I didn't even have time to socialize. I didn't have time to do shit. So, but I wanted to date. Like I like take me out. Let's go get some food and drinks and do fun shit. So, you know, I was wanting that and didn't really have the time. So I said, all right, let me see. Let me check this out. And yeah, I stumbled across Bumble. I met a really nice guy off of Bumble. And it wasn't a bad experience or anything like that. Obviously, we didn't work out. But then my son's father told me, like, you know, you should check out Hinge. Like, they got He was like, you know what? This some pretty.
Not him giving you tips.
No, yes, absolutely. Yeah, seriously. So he's like, listen, he was like, you should check out Hinge. Like the girls are pretty decent. It might be some decent guys on it.
God.
I promise.
Wrap it up.
When I say this, they do not believe me, but I promise you, my son's father put me on the Hinge. And I did my profile, and it's like a whole formula for the profile too, y'all. It's like a whole thing to get like it's crazy. There's an algorithm.
What's this copy fatty formula? What's going on there?
So basically, it's not like Instagram, or it's not like a Facebook. Like your profile, you want to have like action. You want to have something. You don't want anything too sexy because you have to watch who you attract, because there are creeps on there, and there are more creeps than there are just decent people. Because it's online, they're hiding, they're married, all types of weird shit. So you want to make sure you're not too, revealing. You want to make sure they want to see what your body type is, because the fluffy girls would do just a half up, and then it's a red flag.
It be this.
It's this. And the men will do it too.
Oh.
The men will do it too. Like I've stumbled across profiles where men is like on his doing a handstand with his drawers on. I'm like, who are you trying to attract, baby? I don't like that.
Okay, so let me not cut you off, but so you know how you said women shouldn't be too revealing?
Yeah.
Because you'll attract. For me, when I see a man doing thirst traps, you in your boxers,
Girl, it's disgusting.
Sweaty gym stuff, I don't talk to, because I look at you the same way y'all
so
look
nasty.
at women who be all ass out twerking and stuff. Why? Who are you showing your penis print?
Yeah,
you doing
it's
all
like,
this?
who are you trying to attract, really?
No thanks. You trying to talk to me, or you trying to talk to they them?
Yeah.
Because your penis print shouldn't be on
It's a lot of that
social media.
Well. But that's how I ended up on Hinge. And the situation, I met this really, really nice guy. He was fine, had it going on, honey. And turned out to be a fraud, like in the worst way. The worst way, yeah. Like I was dating him for about 6 months. Almost, yeah. And I found out he had a wife and kids. Girl, and that man lied about his zodiac, okay? That man lied about his birth.
So wait. How did you not like kind of pick up on it? Because if he has a wife and a kid, like obviously,
no, because we were like I want to. So we talked for a while, and then like getting into dating. So I want to say steady dating for 4 months. Okay. You get what I'm saying? Now this is the thing. He was a regional director for a pharmaceutical company, so he had hubs. He was like based in Atlanta, and then Florida, and then North Carolina. That was what was true about him when his background came back.
So you get a background check.
So, baby, you cannot play with these men in Atlanta, okay? Anywho, so I have a friend, really, really good friend of mine. Her father works for a company and he can do extensive background checks. And it was just the red flags were like flaming, y'all.
Oh my God.
Like this man said he didn't have any kids, but we were in the car and on his phone, the Bluetooth, it said little.
No.
Wait, are we going to blur this out? Is that his real name?
Yes, that's his real name.
We gotta bleep that part.
Yeah.
Now how do you know it was his son?
I
Because
know,
little
my intuition told me it was his son. And then one of my homegirls were like, girl, it's probably his nephew. No.
because that's what I was thinking too.
No, ma'am. It wasn't. So this is the thing. The man he would never answer any phone calls around me.
So he just left little David on red.
He just left little David. It was probably a family emergency. Little David needed help. It was like, no, not happening, right? Little cousin, like there was a phone call came in. It was his cousin because it said cousin such and such. I'll say cousin Greg. He curved cousin Greg too. I said, what is going on?
Because cousin Greg probably would have been on that phone like, so how's the kids doing?
Yeah, how's the kids? How's the wife?
Your wife looking for you. She called me.
And it was New Year's. So it was I'm like, so that was one of the red flags. He just wasn't answering the phone calls and it was weird to me. And then when phone calls would come in, he would step out and I get it. Privacy. There's nothing wrong with that.
To a certain
But
extent.
every single telling me I'm on the phone with my mom.
Every call is your mom.
Not
in the background.
Not every phone call, but periodically, like, oh, I gotta take this. And sometimes, like when he was Zoom for like his work, which he was Zooming for work, because I sat in on one of them and he dealt with like medical information. So some of them I couldn't, but some of the Zoom calls he would need privacy, but he was probably FaceTiming his
So now so you found out about the kids. How'd you find out about the wife? Because that's the real scandal.
No, honey, the background came. So what happened was he was really comfortable one day. And this was after the phone call came through with the little David. And I'm like, it just something in my spirit just wasn't right. And he was doing all the things, like flying me out, just all the things, like just sweeping me off my feet. Really, really supportive, like amazing, great information with my business, just like a lot of, he was just supportive, you know what I mean? And not just supportive, he spoiled me, all of those things. Oh, baby, anywhere I am, you can come. And, I'm in DR doing work, you can come, baby. Let me put you on a flight. I'm in North Carolina, I'm gonna put you on a flight. I'm in Florida, I'm gonna put you on a flight. So it was like a lot of love bombing, you know what I mean? Which I already knew. I knew something was up. It just something, I just couldn't put my finger on it. So one day we were, he was in the shower in his wallet. Mind you, I would never, ever, I have never done this, disclaimer, but I called my friend. I'll never forget it. I called my friend and I said, something isn't right. I feel it in my bones. And she's like, where is he? I'm like, he's in the shower. I'm like, I'm getting ready to take a picture of his ID. I'm going to send it to you. Right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I took a picture of his ID and I sent it to my friend. I said, hold on to that. Got back home. It took her like a week because her dad was sick. And the background came back. This was his second wife, okay? Second wife. This was his second wife. Where we were, he said we were in Jacksonville, Florida. He said that he was there on business. Honey, that's where he lives. Had the whole house with the wife, kids. I had the kids' emails, kids' addresses, had a 26-year-old, 28-year-old son. Mm-hmm. Yes, I cannot make this up. He was on his second wife. This huge house pops up on Google when you put the address in. I said, Lord, I knew where this man's ex-wife worked currently. Okay, had her phone number. I had everything, but the social. Not even lying to you. And I had to hold that information down until me and him were like face to face because I wanted to see what you were going to say because he was pushing to meet my son. He was pushing to meet my mom. This man wanted me to get a condo in Buckhead. You know what I mean? Like really, really pushing it. And I had to scale back a lot of the time. That's how I knew it was love bombing because there's no time. You want to do all of this. You love me already, sir?
Already?
You was going to be the third wife.
I don't know what this man said, baby. I need you to relax.
So Nani, now that she's told how she was,
Blackfished.
blackfish, defrauded, scammed, whatever, have you had any instances like that in your like dating people in person?
Absolutely not. Now, I'm not saying that you can't. You can meet a man in your apartment building. You can meet a man at work, and they could do the same thing. Yeah. I haven't had that experience. Up until I moved to Atlanta, I've always dated people I knew from like school, growing up in the same neighborhood, or people introducing us or whatever. So I haven't really branched out and really met new people until I moved here. But no, I've never had an experience like that. And I'm not convinced to get on Hinge at this point now, even if I was thinking about it. Y'all have scared me.
Well, now let me ask you this, because I know that you said that you're against dating apps. What do you think is the difference between dating apps versus like meeting someone on Instagram? Because I know that's something that you did say. Like, what would be like the difference there? Because it's still like an online type of thing. Yeah. It's just they don't have the profile set up.
So I think with Instagram, I can kind of vet you a little bit more. I can see your highlights. I can see who's commenting on your stuff, liking your stuff. If we got mutual followers, who you're following, I can see the stuff that you're tagged in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard to find. If you do have something to hide, if I really go looking and your wife's cousin comment, then I go on her page and I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's easier. It's easier to kind of see what's going on a little bit versus the dating app. You can really put anything on there. You could put a different name. You could steal somebody's pictures. Like, it's just a little bit safer on Instagram. And then like your work or your school, whatever, can check out a little bit differently. So it's a little bit more safer.
I guess I can agree with that, but I still feel like it's the same thing. Like meeting someone on Instagram, Facebook, Hinge, Bumble, it's the same thing. Because people can it is though. Because
if you on there faking on Instagram, somebody gonna say something at some point. If this is a real established profile,
Instagram is fake.
No,
Instagram is fake.
No,
it's smoke.
How much you gonna fake before somebody
lying? Them girls be on there lying. Everything is fake.
But if people do be on there lying. But you gotta really vet people. Like if you on there in front of all these rental cars, you want to do a certain flashy stuff. Okay, whatever. But it's different. It's still different
as far as dating is concerned.
Okay, Nani, how many guys would you say that you meet in real life that you feel like are worth your time and to date?
Quite a bit. I feel like proximity allows me to meet really good quality men. The places I go have changed, the people I'm friends with. So I would date quite a few of the men I've met. It depends, because when you're in a relationship, that's not a goal. So you kind of like, you have tunnel vision. You don't talk to them. You don't really pay them any mind. But when I was looking, or when I am looking, I feel like I meet some really good quality men.
Okay. And then on the flip side of that, how many men do you say like are in your DMs or likes on the app for you that you come across?
So I would say the most that I had in Q was like 182. It is overwhelming. Yeah, so Hinge is overwhelming. Anybody? No, it is. Hinge, you have to pause. You do. It's a lot. You really, really have to decide who you're going to respond to. Because the thing is with the online, I find that you might meet somebody that is attractive, like physically attractive, and the conversation is good, but then you got to take the conversation from off the app to, phone, and then that has to go from that to in person, which I don't have any issues with that, because I don't play with that. I'm not anybody's pen pal. Yeah, like I'm not anybody's pen pal, and I'm not going to ask you when we going on a date. You know what's up.
So I think on the, to kind of like pivot from that, like I know you said that you're against it, and you said like, some people on the app are a little insecure, different things like that. How do you feel about her perspective about people who are genuinely busy? Because, like people have different work schedules.
So the women are not the problem. The women on there are not the problem. It's the men. As a man, you're a natural hunter. You need to go outside into the wilderness and talk to women. The women on there, women will go above and beyond. We genuinely, most of us want a real authentic relationship, and we will go to any lengths to get it. So a woman that's dating online, I don't see a problem with that because her intentions are probably good. And there are some who out here, they're just looking for they're looking for a trick. They're looking for somebody that's easy. For the most part, though, they are on there and they genuinely want to find somebody that's real. It's the men that's the problem. I agree with what she said. Women, we do get busy. It's hard to go out and be like, hey, girl, let's go to a cocktail hour and try to meet somebody. Or, hey, let's do this. But for the men, I feel like they on there like, let me go prey on some women.
So what are some of the spots where you find your men when you go out in person?
So most of the time, it might be like through a mutual party or whatever. We might all be at somebody's like, it might be anywhere random. Like, come over to my house. We finna have a game night, or we finna do this, or somebody might slide in my DMs. I might be on set. It just really depends. You can go anywhere and meet a man. As long as you are in like certain circles, you're gonna meet a good man.
Okay. And what are you guys' standards for going on an actual date in person?
You got a couple days, because women be like, women will tell me that they cannot get a man to take them on a date. You've been talking to this man, hunching this man, and that's your problem. Y'all start hunching. Courtship is not a problem with me. I'm not hunching nobody. Y'all be giving the man the end goal 2 weeks into y'all texting. He ain't spent a dime. He ain't took you nowhere, put no effort, sent you a fucking flower, and you on your back.
Honey, happily on their back.
I ain't got no problem going on a date. I'm sorry. And it's the way you present yourself. A man could look and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take her out. She look nice.
Know within the first 5 minutes of a conversation
what's up. Yeah, because some of y'all come off like pull up, roll up, get in the back seat.
Can I come and let me pull up on you?
Right.
No, what do you mean?
He knows where you live. Oh.
I don't know what that means. I don't even speak that language.
You're not coming over here.
Pull up. No, we're not doing that.
Okay, so Lisa, how many messages do you interact with these men before you're like, oh, okay, like I'll go on a date with you, or like FaceTimes or whatever?
So initially I'll find a match, like, hit to match. I just basic, like, and a lot of the times the guys will, hey, how you doing? How was your day? Just regular shit. It's, nothing fancy. Honestly, that gets, redundant, honestly. So it's just like you have to kind of capture my interest. It just depends on what we're talking about, what we matched on, like your profile. It just really depends. So like I'll go back and forth. I want to say maybe a few days. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, go back, and you can go anywhere from 3 to 5 days if y'all can keep each other's. If you have my attention after 3 days, if you have my attention after 5 days, and I'm like, all right, listen, then I'll give my number. You know what I mean? Or I'll take his number. Yeah. Typically, I like to give my number because I'm not a woman that, I'm not going to chase a man. I'm still grown at the end of the day. And if I'm interested, I'm going to show you that I'm interested.
So would you guys like date someone, like if you met someone that, like, if you match with someone, okay, and if you met someone today and it was like, let's go on a date tomorrow, would you guys do that?
No, because I don't allow that access. I don't know who you are. Yeah. I don't know where you came from. And you need to make sure this man is not fucking crazy. That's number one.
You might get to the date, he might do some shit. You like, what the fuck? So this is the fuck?
Protect myself. Like, how I protect myself is I make sure you keep your location on. You get what I'm saying? And if you let me see your ID. Yeah. And take a picture of it. And if you're uncomfortable with me doing that, then I don't need to be on a date with you.
So how was your experience when you was going on the Pop the Balloon versus like the online thing? Ooh, I know. You didn't know what we had in store today.
Y'all had that in there in the cut. Okay. So what I will say is Pop the Balloon was fun. It was a really dope experience. I didn't match with anybody on there, obviously, but I think it's always a better experience when you can actually meet and talk to people because you get a better feel for a person's character and their personality. than in there in person. You know what I mean? And obviously you're around people that know them or that know of them. You can kind of vet them a little better. You can ask about them because everybody shows up as their representative for the most part.
Even me.
I mean, we all, that's not honestly, until the layers start to come out. That person makes you feel safe enough to kind of let that, you know, I'm trying to show up as my authentic self. Like, I'm pulling out, we go read it. What's that? This is what,
Yeah.
sir. Okay.
So what made you want to go on the show?
So honestly, same, like, you know, I am, you know, dating, you know what I mean? I am in that, at that point in my life where I want a partner, but I want somebody to build with. I'm dating for marriage. I'm very intentional about what it is that I want. And my thing is with Pop the Balloon is a lot of the women on there are very superficial. Like, I feel like they pop the balloon because of a man's shoe. That's crazy to me. You get what I'm saying? You popping up the balloon because of a haircut, because of the man's shoes, because of his pants. That's superficial bullshit. And you might have just passed up on your husband. You get what I'm saying? And that was what it was for me. Like, I don't like the way, I don't know if it's the women that they're choosing or the way that they're cutting the edits. I don't know, but it's crazy. Like, some of the men that have gone on there, even the men do it too, but I'm a woman, so I have to speak for us, and we have to be held accountable.
Okay, accountability.
So exactly. So that was like my thing. Like, in some of the later episodes, the way that the women were being portrayed or the way they were presenting themselves when it came to the men, it's like you passing up on good men because of a plaid shirt. Like, girl, we can switch that. Yeah, what is his character like? You get what I'm saying? Are you attracted to one?
All right, Nani. So I know you date on social media, and Lisa, you date on dating apps. So how do you guys feel about like the convenience of it all? Like, oh, like, you know, like I could just go and find somebody else quick online.
I think, yeah, you want to answer?
Yeah, go ahead, Nani. Let's start it off with you.
So I'm old school. Like, I don't feel like, okay, after one fuck up or one red flag, you're out of here, I'm about to replace you. I do know that everybody's imperfect because that's how God made us. And I'm one of those women, if I really am invested and I see the potential, I will try. But like you said, there is a certain convenience there knowing like, okay, if this doesn't work, I can go ahead and replace you. But that's anywhere. That's in real life too. Like as a woman with standards that I know what I want, I have a list and I prayed about it. If you don't meet majority of that, or if I feel like it's not aligned, whether it's a dating app, Instagram, in person, you're gonna get replaced regardless. So I don't feel like Instagram or dating apps will really influence that at all.
I do feel like social media and the dating apps kind of play a part in diminishing the dating experience. It kind of takes away from the intentionality behind actually getting to know a person, because you do have that button, like you have that right at your access. Okay, like on to the next. You know what I mean? And we do live in a society, a microwavable society where everybody wants instant gratification and not just success or business, but they want it in their relationships as well. So the minute somebody messes up, it's on to the next, which is not a very good perspective to have. But when you have all of these things at your, disposal, it's hard to kind of not fall into that. So yeah, I do think it plays a huge part in why relationships don't last, why marriages aren't as strong. Just relationships in general. Yeah.
Okay. That's a really good point. So going back to you, like when you are, like dating someone online, do you feel like their online presence affects how they are in person?
What do you mean?
So, there's a lot of guys who are like super active online, posting all the time, interacting and engaging, different things like that. Like, do you feel like that affects like how it is in person?
I don't really date men who are super, like, if you just post everything from the moment you wake up, the moment you go to sleep, that I'm not attracted to that.
I need my man with one follower.
I'm not attracted to that. Like, I don't know. It's just not attractive to me.
Follow yourself.
But I don't know how to answer the question.
No, you answered it correctly. That was the Like
I don't care who follows
my
you.
man a lame online.
I don't care who
lame
follows
online.
you. So I date men
LOL.
that are usually. I date men that are usually. So my on again, off again boyfriend is a Division I athlete. I typically date men in that realm. I don't care who follows you. I'm looking at who you're following. To me, if I'm scrolling and you following 2,500 Instagram naked booty women that look the opposite of me, no.
What if it's before you?
No, because a man that I want would not be attracted to that. Like,
but he's a man. Girl, men are attracted to anything.
No, they're not.
Baby.
No.
But
I don't believe that.
So, but listen, no.
So you date a D1 athlete.
Yeah.
So you know how you date in person. How does that transfer online? Because you say on again, off again. So does social media play a part into that?
Is he lit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
He goes to one of the Big 10 schools, but I feel like it really depends on the person. You could work at McDonald's and you could still be that nigga, and you could still have a whole train load of bitches, and you could be a movie star, and you could be very reserved and very.
I agree.
It just really depends on the person. He's Muslim.
That's the exception.
He didn't move over here until he was, an adult, and a whole slew of things go into it. So it really depends on the person. And he follows like 300 people, and he has thousands of followers. So it really depends on the person. Like some men, majority of them are going to just be.
Do you post your man?
I post him. He's 6'10", so when I post him, you don't see.
Do you post your man, sis?
I post like arms.
Do you post your man?
I post body parts.
You don't post your man.
Nah, like I'm not tagging him. I'm very reserved. Like anything I cherish, I don't post my mom. I don't post my dog. I don't post my 12 niece and nephew. You know what I'm saying? I'm very private. It's just like anything I cherish, I'm not gonna post it. Like if me and you became friends, I'm keeping it a secret.
You keeping it a secret, or you just private?
No, it's private. Okay. Like I think people should know. I think people should know that y'all are in a relationship. Right. Like you might post me across the table from this or whatever, but I would never tag him and be like, "Oh, me and such and such." Why?
Right. Okay. So don't eat me up for this.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Don't
eat me up for this. But you did say earlier in the conversation, you was like, how standards and you not tolerating this and that. Mm-hmm. So what's up with the on again, off again type? Because when you started, you was like, oh, this week I'm da da da. So what's up with that?
It really be me. Like I am one of those people. I go off like the slightest inconvenience. I'm write a paragraph. I'm laying you out. July 27th. I'm a Leo. And he's very different than me. Like he's African, he's Muslim, so he's very like, oh no, you being disrespectful. Oh no. Like, so we're too, like, you can have love for somebody and you can really want it to work, but sometimes trying to be compatible is very hard when you have a lot of cultural differences. Yeah. So it's not like he is lying or he's cheating or he's doing this and that. It's really us trying to just figure out like, you so different, I'm so different. I don't even know how to I don't want to walk on eggshells.
Is he looking for like a submissive woman?
I feel like I told him.
Lack of submissiveness?
I believe so. I told him, I'm like, I asked him, I was like, have you ever seen Coming to America where she was jump up and down barking like a dog?
Is that what it's?
I was like, is that what you want me to do? Like, he's like, no, I just want you to be respectful. And I'm like, bro, I'm from up north. I was born here in America, so I'm going to be like, DMX. And you met me like that, so I don't know.
So, you, and I'm going to pivot to you in just a second, but how you was like, oh, so, shout out to me in the beginning. So how do you feel about him doing the same thing when you guys are on this on again, off again type of vibe?
Honestly, I feel like if you break up with somebody or they break up with you, you leave room for that. So I do not concern myself if I break up with him and I feel like something has been said or done, I'm standing on that. And if we can work it out and get back together like we do every other week, cool. Or if I do something and he's staying on that, cool. I can't be like, oh, why you said that? I should never broke up with you.
Okay, so I know that you are online with the dating. So do you care if the guy that you're seeing is still on a dating app? And if so, how long do you feel like before he should deactivate that profile?
I mean, honestly, if there's no relationship established, then you do what you gonna do. just know that you have the power to change the trajectory of where this is going. But I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. You're a grown adult, and I'm the type of person who I would rather see what a person is going to do rather than tell them what to do, because I want to see how you feel. So if you are on the dating app, that's cool. I'm not going to say nothing. If something happens where it becomes a disrespectful situation from you being on there, then yeah, I may go the other way, and that's just that. But I'm not going to tell him you can't be on there while you're talking to me and we're not in a relationship. No, because you're not going to tell me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know that you said that you were exclusive. So are you currently on the dating apps? Do you still have your profile? Are you deactivated it, erased it?
I do still have my profiles. They are currently on pause. Like, I only really have Hinge. Like, I have a Bumble, but I don't use my Bumble. My Hinge is what I use the majority of the time, and that's on pause. And that was before. It was just, it's overwhelming. Sometimes you have to pause that shit. So yeah.
Okay. So moving on to the next thing, when you do date someone, do you feel like there is some type of like, oh, like I can't tell them like, oh, where I met this person? So if you meet someone like on Hinge or whatever, you're like, and someone's like, oh, how did you meet? Are you like very forthcoming about it?
Very, because I'm not ashamed. I think it's dope if you meet somebody online that you connect with genuinely, because shit is so fake nowadays. People are so fake. People are so disingenuous that when you do meet somebody and you're like, oh my God, I think this person has my heart. Like, meaning they have a heart like mine. You get what I'm saying? That shit is rare to find good people. That's male or female. So when you connect with someone online, that's already, you get what I'm saying? A cliche. And y'all connect in a way that is truly a genuine situation, whether it turns into a relationship or not. I'm proud of that. Like, yeah, like the guy that I'm dating, he's dope. Like, I have no complaints.
And you
Like,
met him
he's
from
not
Hinge?
perfect. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay,
He's not
nice.
perfect, but he's dope. Like, yeah. So when people ask how we met, like, I'm like, we met on Hinge. And I'm not ashamed of it.
Okay, so I know you said that your guy wasn't perfect. You're on and off with yours. So what makes you guys ghost someone?
Ooh, baby.
If you're too sexual, that's probably the biggest thing for me that I've had to ghost people for. Like, I'm not. If you start, you don't even know me. Like, what are we talking about? That's probably the biggest one. If a guy is too sexual, or what else? If you're not talking about dates, like you just want to, what you doing? Hey. What the fuck? What are we talking about? Like, do you want to go out? Like, stuff like that.
So, oh baby. So, literally, sometime back in the day, it took nothing for me to ghost. I was the ghost queen. I would ghost the motherfucker quick. You sneezed the wrong way, baby. Ghosted, okay? But so yeah, that was I was the ghost queen. Like, it didn't take anything for you to get ghosted. If it took too long to text, call, whatever the situation, I was ghosting your ass. But that was one of my it's one of my toxic traits. Which now, you get what I'm saying, is something that I am, have been and am working on, because I will get rid of a motherfucker real quick. Yeah. But I think for me right now, just lack of boundaries, like a man having lack of boundaries, that bothers me. And a person is going to show you who they are, and they're going to show you very early on. You just have to pay attention. So I think that will get you. I mean, I wouldn't even go. I'm not going to ghost you. I'm just going to tell you, I'm not. This is not going to work. I no longer want to continue dating you. I wish you the best. And however that goes. Before, I probably would I'm going to ghost your ass and get lost and have you in the clouds. Like, what happened? Yo. But no, now I'm going to tell you, like, listen, I don't think this is working. I don't want to continue dating you. And I really, truly wish you the best. God bless. But just lack of boundaries. Like, I cannot stand a man who has no boundary. I don't like a guy that's I guess too nice, but not even too nice. Just no boundaries. Doesn't know how to back the exes down. Doesn't know how to cut off the old bitches. doesn't know how to, like I don't like that. I don't like that. And a man who doesn't respect my boundaries. Yeah. Other than that, yeah. That's it. Like a man who inconsistency will get your ass clipped. Okay? Baby, don't introduce me to anything you cannot maintain. Don't. Do not. That will get you clipped quick.
All right, so Lisa, when you do move to a new city, are you turning on your location for the dating app for that city? How are you going about that?
So I have never. You can. I've never had to do it, or but I've never had to turn on my location when I'm going to another city or relocating to another city to, date or find dates or have a good time. But that is one of the features that they have, and I recommend that you do it. Because, I mean, if you are out of town with your girls and you want to have a good time, you don't really know what to do, turn that location on, baby. We in Miami. Where y'all at? Okay? Go get your boys. I got my girls.
No,
Let's
that
link
is
up.
so dangerous.
No, it's not.
That is
though.
so dangerous.
If you are in a
Oh
public,
my God.
if you're in a public place,
No, guys, don't
it's
do
not
that.
though. If
Guys,
you're in
don't
a
do
public
that.
setting and it's a group of females and a group of guys, you get what I'm saying? You can go out to eat, whatever. You can go to the
So
club.
are you saying like you're specifically doing this on the app, or you're doing this like, on Instagram Live?
Well, I'm saying like if you are in another city, guys do it all the time. You get what I'm saying? Like they turn their locations. I've matched with guys in Atlanta and they're like, I'm from DC. I was just in Atlanta for the weekend. Just looking to have fun and take a nice lady out. Da, 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 da. Like it happens all the time. So
That
if you're
is
with
crazy.
it is. It
Guys.
may sound like that, but honestly, we're like the world isn't going any less digital than where it's going. Like we have AI. Everything is online now. You gotta get with the program, baby.
No.
You gotta get with the
Guys,
program.
do not go to Miami and go on Hinge and change your location and meet some crazy guy and his friends who gonna slip pills in your drink and kill you.
If you have discernment, number one is discernment. Number one is safety. You get what I'm saying? Safety is always key. Like I don't do like I've been at the bar. Guys have purchased me drinks, which I don't let a man go buy me a goddamn drink. You can give me the money in. Give me the money, and I'll go get my own damn drink. Give me my money, and I'll go buy my own drink, and I'll bring your drink back. You get what I'm saying? You purchase me a drink. No, let me get your drink. You take this. Like you got to be smart as a woman because there's so much going on out here, and people are slick. So yeah, like you got to be careful, be safe. And just use your discernment. That's it. And don't do anything. Like make sure you send your friends your location if you're going on a date. Make sure it's in a public place. Don't go to a man's home. I'm totally against. I don't go to any home. I don't do that. Like I would never go to a man's house for a first date. I'm not fucking cooking for you. And I don't want your goddamn food. Yeah, because they try to tell you, no, girl, I had a few. Tell me, let me cook for you. No, you can take me out, sir. I don't want your food. Okay.
Yeah, ladies, don't cook on the first date. All right, so now if you was to go to another town, are you following people from that town, or like are you just hoping like, oh, I'm gonna go to a Target real quick and see like who I can find, or like Home Depot, another.
So I hate that shit. I hate when people be on TikTok like, ladies, if you want to meet a nice guy, go to Home Depot on Saturday. Like that is so. Men know the game that y'all play. Y'all look desperate as fuck walking around Target trying to meet a man. I go to so many events. Everything is genuine. It's authentic.
Right.
I'm never out like, oh, I'm gonna meet a man today. I hope I meet a man. Like if I move to a new city, then hopefully I know somebody there, or I move for a job, or you know what I'm saying, like some way to meet people in a real way. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm in a new city. Let me go out and Target and just like. I think that is so crazy. And I see women always talking on TikTok about how to meet men.
It's a stretch. It is.
I'm like, ma'am, men in Home Depot that are walking around, they are married and they're looking for fucking doorknobs for their son's room because he kept locking the door.
No, mine is a frequent Home Depot.
And he in there looking for women.
He just like he loves Home Depot. That's what he does.
The man for me ain't at Home Depot because I like younger men.
He's a single man.
I don't think no man for me will be at Home Depot. Cause I don't date men old enough that be really in Home Depot. Like, what would he do at Home Depot?
I guess you might be right, sis. Mine is a little seasoned. I like him like that.
I ain't got there yet. I haven't got.
I love a seasoned man. I'm sorry. I don't
Now,
want anybody's teeny bopper.
so
What
do
could you do with me?
Okay, so
Nothing.
No, that's off topic.
What
I was
can
gonna
you
start
do
talking
with
about.
me?
So kind of like talking about this a little bit. So do you feel like online dating, like if you were to go, like you said, oh, you don't like, it's giving desperate. So do you feel like women who actively go to certain places to meet men is similar to like online dating? Like you're on there to like meet somebody?
I feel like I'd rather you go online and meet somebody if you want to have a relationship versus I'm getting dressed up every day and going out and going. That is crazy. That is so crazy to me. So no, I don't think it's an equal level of desperation. I think if you are going out strategizing and trying to reel in men and intentionally like, oh, I'm just going out to date, like you're wasting gas, you're wasting, like that is so crazy. Let it fucking happen. And if you go online, you meet somebody, great, but please don't be dressing up every day and going sitting at coffee shops because somebody on TikTok said this is where you find men. No. It's crazy. I be like, who told you this? I be like, this is how you get a high value man. I'm like, what?
Well, a lot of that is like looking for like sugar daddy. A lot of that is
Those ones, yeah.
It's free. That's what it's called.
And they're not there. I could tell you
for sugar daddies.
They're not there.
That's what that is.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and close this up. So Lisa, do you feel like you would be more inclined to date people in person than how you're dating them online now?
I mean, I do both. I'm a hybrid, baby. Balance, duality. I do both. Like I meet men online, I meet men in person. It all works for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Nani, do you feel like you would ever give dating apps a chance?
I don't like to say
I'm gonna
I
do
would
her
never,
profile, so it is what
I
it is.
I don't want to say I would never do something. Now, if I got to the point and I feel like, like I'm just not seeing what I want. Like, let me go ahead and try. If I was like 40 and I was still single, then yes. Maybe 35. I don't know.
Crazy.
Like, I don't never say never. I could be on there next week. I don't know. Something might make me get on. I would never say I would never do something. It also depends on the app. Like, I would never be on Tinder. I would never be on certain, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really, really depends. I don't know what I would do from 1 minute to the next. So.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this episode of Verbatim. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any new topics that you would like for us to discuss, drop them in the comments. That's all we have for you.